What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video for Beastcoast, and this time we're going to be talking about some counterplay against the #1 character in the game, Z Broly. Make sure that if you are enjoying the content we're putting out on this channel, to like this video and subscribe to the channel. So first, here's Broly. Some of you guys think he's the best character in the game. I think both ApologyMan and we both disagree, right?
Yeah, he's
Right.
good though. He's
Okay,
super
second?
good, but yeah,
He's good. Yeah, obviously.
yeah,
He's really good. Obviously, he's top tier. I mean, I would not play him if he was not top tier. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, a lot of people really dislike this character, and I do get it. So we are going to share some
understandably
counterplay
so.
with you guys, right? So ApologyMan plays against one of the best Brolys on the regular, our homie Jonathan Tenne, right? And then I play Broly. So between the two of us, we have a lot of Broly knowledge, both on how to play him and how to fight him. So the first thing I want to talk about is his Ki Blast. So this move is really strong. It beats other characters' Ki Blast. It's really easy to hit confirm. It can catch jumping. It does a lot of things at the same time. But there are a few things that you can do against this move. So the first thing would be if you are lucky enough to have a character that has a really nice angle on their JS, there's a spot in the screen where Broly cannot fire a Ki Blast at you. And Team Gohan is really good at showing this, so go ahead and do that. Great. So it's pretty hard for Broly to get up there and aim Ki Blast up there. He usually has to stand around and do nothing, or he has to run to the middle of the screen, which means he's not zoning you anymore, or he will need some type of neutral support to help cover him in these spots. So if you play a character like Team Gohan, Gotenks actually can do this too. It's just harder to hit confirm, of course, because he can only fire one Ki Blast there. Or if you play like Beerus is another character, SSJ Vegeta I think is another character. There are plenty of characters that can do this. The next one would be to use a Ki Blast Invincible move. So some characters have moves that either just beat Ki Blasts, other characters have moves that beat projectiles in general. So for example, my little homie Gotenks, he has the Beyblade, and every single version of the Beyblade beats Ki Blast. So if you have a move like this, you can threaten really hard with it, and usually you get a big combo off hits like that. The Gotenks example, the new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta has a move that just beats Ki Blast straight up. So if you use this lariat move okay, let's do it again. Oh my god.
Frame 4, it's frame
4.
Yeah,
If you use it, there you go. Yeah, it's frame 4. It's frame 4. But if you hit this starter, you do like 50%. So you are making the Broly player cry if you hit him with that.
Yeah.
And of course, you can use Super Dash. You can use Super Dash also. That's the riskiest one. Also, that's the riskiest one. The easiest way to get away with Super Dash is if you can get to the middle of the screen so that they don't have as much time to react. So if you get to around the middle of the screen, as long as you're not like full screen with the Super Dash, it will be harder for him to hear your Super Dash.
Yeah, the important thing about that range is that they can't really 2H you because you're not canceling through the Ki Blast. If it's just like one shot, like here, it's like not, there just literally isn't enough time for a 2H to come out. What makes it easy for Broly to 2H a Super Dash from far away is you're canceling on the Ki Blast, and that distance kind of makes it easier. So the close mid-range Super Dash, super important. Works with every character, and the Broly player really has to just kind of stop their, just like kind of autopilot zone. Just kind of, they have to like wait a bit and might have to use normals. So
And the last thing I want to mention as far as the Ki Blast, I think this is really, really important to show, is that, and this is the reason why basically most top Dragon Ball players don't consider him to be the best character, just like a top tier character, is that the damage he gets off Ki Blast is generally not that high, especially if he doesn't have assists and he's not in Limit Break. So if he does like just a normal combo with a full clip, he only gets about like 2.2 to like 2.3 max. Do you have Broly combos? No, you do not. It's okay. It's okay though. It's okay. It's okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that's. I mean, this is definitely lowballing it, but he gets around like 2.2k. So in limit break, you're doing 20% more, so you're getting around like 2.5, 2.6. With assists, you can get to close to 30%, but it basically means that in Dragon Ball, a game where you want to kill in 2 hits, Broly has to hit you like 4 or 5 times with a full clip of Ki Blast into spending resources to kill you. So this is like a really, really important point about playing against him. If he's doing Ki Blast into Vanish, he's not gonna have meter to get like level 3. There's a meter cooldown, so he will not gain as much meter for a little while after the Vanish. So you don't have to worry about taking the extra like 1800 from level 3 or whatever if he has like 2 or 3 bars. So if you get hit, I know it really sucks to get hit. It literally feels bad to get hit, but it's okay because you are not going to die probably. Right? It sucks. A hit. It's painful. It feels bad. But as long as he doesn't level 3 you, you aren't taking that much damage. He throws you back mid screen most of the time anyway. It's okay. Believe in yourself and then try again.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, for sure. And there's definitely a distinction between Broly and how many resources and what part of the match you're in when dealing with him. So the damage, for example, a huge thing in like the mid game, maybe even early game. Like no one really plays point Broly because you're playing Broly without like any resources besides assists. Usually people play him mid and late. If you kind of play him in the mid game, he doesn't have limit break yet because if his whole team isn't dead, you won't get the damage buff, and you won't have like a ton of meter. So around then, that's kind of the time it's like, okay, if I get hit, it's not a big deal. Like he doesn't have tons of meter to like kill me, and the damage he's doing isn't like limit break, so it's okay, especially then to take like a couple risks, take a couple hits there. It's not that bad because Broly's extremely like crazy options, because the Ki Blast is insane. Like all his options, they're pretty crazy that he has them. But the balance for him is that they're low damage. They're not gonna just kill you. He has to hit you multiple times, and that's why you don't really see Point Broly, for example. Point Broly doesn't really work, in my opinion. I've seen it attempted a few times in the past, and the major problem is that you just won't kill anybody. You have to touch people. It's kind of sad, actually. It's kind of funny, but yeah, that's definitely a big thing when facing him, knowing how many resources he has.
And a last thing before we move on would be discussing the limit break neutral. So because of the Ki Blast, so his Ki Blast will do more damage, but like I said before, you're barely going to be scratching 30% off Ki Blast. So in neutral, the number one move you do not want to get hit by in neutral when he's in limit break is the Lariat. The medium or EX Lariat. This is where the damage comes from. Because he can combo into slow level 3, he can combo into Spark, and of course because it's late game, now he's going to have a ton of resources, and it's going to be very painful. It really, really sucks. So if there's anything you really want to not get hit by, it's this at the end of the game. The Ki Blast, while still annoying, it doesn't actually add like that much damage. So like instead of like 4 or 5 touching you, he's like 3, 4 touching you if he's only hitting you with Ki Blast. So if you're talking about like how much damage and how explosive he can be in this state, you really want to watch for the Lariat Express more than anything else.
Yeah. A big thing with Lariat Express on block is that when you do it into Vanish, it's actually not it's not 2Hable. So you have to have a 1-frame invincible option, head invul option to beat it. So it's pretty scary, honestly, if you don't have an option like that, because even baiting it by just blocking and doing nothing doesn't punish it. You have to make it whiff in most situations to properly punish it if they have the meter to vanish. yeah, it's a lot of Broly players are gonna do this. It's only half a bar, and they're gonna have a ton of bar by that time of the match. And if this hits you, it's party time. You're gonna
Party time.
die.
It's party time. It's party time. So the next elephant in the room for Broly would be talking about defense for him, and this means we're gonna be talking about command grab. Yes. So I heard if you react to his arm going up, then you can jump out of it 100%. That's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. This is what I want to say, but actually there's a bunch of stuff to talk about. So I'm not going to go super into the technical details of why it's so, or basically impossible. We shouldn't say why it's so hard, like why it's basically impossible to react to this. I've talked about it a lot on my channel. Instead, I want to talk about tactics you could use to defend against the grab. So there are two main grabs you're going to look for more often than not. So it's going to be the L grab, the 17 frame, basically instant grab, and the EX grab. I'm not saying the medium grab because you can only combo off the medium grab in the corner without resources. The EX grab, you can combo anywhere without resources. It does more damage as well. So even though the M and EX grab are the same speed, so you can use the same tactics where you going to discuss against the EX grab against the medium grab, and it's okie dokie, right? So first we gotta look at Broly's normals. So the main issue is that they decided to make all of his jabs -2, which is extremely uncommon in this game. Yes, turn on the frame data.
Sorry, I'm sorry I had that
Yeah,
off.
it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. So every jab he has is -2. So this is really, really, really important. Every jab he has is -2, and I believe it has the medium block stun. So all these jabs have more block stun and hit stun than normal jabs because Broly is super tall and super strong, right? So he is able to put delays and like threaten with things that other characters can't because of how safe it is. You can't punish him for doing this jab. That's one, right? So he can mix these and put in the command grab in here. It's really, really difficult to deal with. The later he goes into string, the less scary the grab is generally because there's just less moves left over for him to do. So he has less options. So that's supposed to be the trade-off, right? So his jabs, really, really good, really, really ambiguous. The later you go into string, the less he can do. Like once he gets to like 5M, you don't really have to look for the grab so much, I would say. He uses, outside of just delay buttons, he will also try to use delay 5H or a eraser blow, so 236S, as ways to kind of mess with your timing by default. So the first tactic I would really, really recommend using actually is one, if you have any type of invincible remove, you should try to do it. You should try to use the invincible move. It sounds kind of silly, but you need to make the command grab player work like hard. Like you need to make them feel like it's hard to grab you. Like you need to press some buttons against them. If you have a DP or a level 3 or anything like that, definitely feel free to use this on him, and then he'll have to do dash block, which will open up so many other options for you. You can mash immediately, you can jump immediately, etc, etc, etc. You have to make them feel like the poke throw is not actually a 50-50. You have to make them feel like it's hard to grab you. That's a really, really good place to start. If you don't have an invincible move, there are other stuff you can try to do. So, for instance, if you're reading the grab, you want to mash immediately with a fast move. Not all characters can actually do this, because all the characters' jabs are different. Uh, yeah, you gotta do like 4LL or something. So make him do it and do 4LL. Yeah, okay. So you have to do like a very fast multiple normal and you'll get it. Why do you have to do it like that? So this is actually one of the things that makes him top tier in my opinion, is you can't do a delay button press like you would do to other characters, because if you delay, he will grab you out of the delay just like that. So if you're reading it, then you will need to mash immediately if you read it, and then he'll have to like try to attack that timing by delaying a button or using eraser blow or something like that.
Yeah, a big thing I've noticed is when you're kind of looking for Dragon Rush on defense, a very common thing people will do is they tech with their jab for Dragon Rush. What can happen is when Broly does his command grab, they can kind of like just get, because you're kind of doing it at delayed timings and you're not really fully looking for the command grab. The command grab could actually just punish a singular jab that is trying to tech a Dragon Rush and then armor through it. So versus Broly, like, you need to really be cognizant of the armor on his jab and do a multi-hit jab if you have one. Not all characters I think have one. But for the most part, most characters can use their jab and like chain into something that stops the armor. That's pretty much universal. You gotta find it for your character.
Yeah. Now, a nice, relatively easy, definitely universal thing that you have available is delayed super dash. So when you do a delayed super dash is slow enough that you will always hit after the armor, and because you go off the ground, he can't grab you. So this is a pretty low risk, high return, kind of hard to call out. Like, as someone who plays Broly, mildly difficult to call out thing, especially if the opponent has an invincible move or like a 4 frame on top of that. Um, and it's pretty easy to do. It's probably like the easiest delayed defensive option to do if you're like, you know, not super serious about the game. You just legitimately delay your super dash and then do it. Like, I said this really weird, but you just delay your super dash and then you'll fly over it. This applies to both grabs. You can just do that, and they again will have to do something to call out your timing. The other nice thing about the super dash is that because it is so late, they have to delay quite a bit. So compared to like immediately mashing, where they only have to do like a small delay, they have to do a relatively large delay to catch the super dash, because the order of operations, I think, is that you go off the ground basically in like 4 frames, and then the super dash activates in like 17, and then you fly at them. So you have to leave a bigger gap than you would, especially if they want to see why you're escaping the grab. They kind of have to leave like a bigger gap. So if you mix like invincible move, delay super dash, immediate mash, block, and reflect, because you need to push Broly away when he tries to hit you for doing delay super dash or immediate mash, then you can make it really hard for him to grab you, and that's the whole goal.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. I think a big thing with jumping his command grab that you should also be aware of is that if you jump in super dash, you have to do it like kind of fast. Like, you got to be looking for it. If you jump and you know, because a lot of people are just holding up, right? They're like, oh, I don't know what he's gonna do. I hope it's on a grab. You got to be like looking for the grab. That's or if you do your super dash, they'll actually be able to block in time. Another thing you can do if you're afraid you're not gonna punish in time with the jump back super dash, if your character has a low hitting jump S, it's pretty easy to just jump back and be like, oh, he whiffed it, and you just jump past them and would punish them that way. So try to look at your own characters and see what the best way to punish command grab is for you. But super dash is a universal punish for it when you jump back.
And then the last thing I would say for his grab, and this applies to the L grab, I think, more than the EX and medium grab, but it's still something to think about for the EX and medium grab, is that this is going to be an exercise in you, the person who's watching, judging risk versus return. So Broly's grab, I actually don't know how much the L grab does offhand, right? It does like 18%.
Yeah,
And
in limit break, yeah.
he can't combo off it. So and limit break's like 2k, I think, right? Oh wait, it's 18% in limit break.
In limit break,
it's probably
like
1500-ish or so normally. So he can't combo off this without using resources, right? And the main one we talk about in limit break is if he has level 3, it does like 50%. It's a lot of damage, but it's 3 bars. So if you're playing against a limit break Broly, for example, and he doesn't have 3 bars, so if he hits you out of, like, let's say you try immediate mash and he hits you with his jab, if he hits you with that jab, he's going to do 40% to you. If he hits you with the grab, he's going to do 18% to you. So there could be a case where if you're not sure what to do, it's better for you to just take that throw than to try to like escape and then take like a fat combo and have him build like 2 bars from the combo or however much meter he builds. And this is why the EX grab is pretty threatening, because he gets a combo off it. He gets about the same damage from the EX grab as just hitting you. The EX grab costs a bar, and if he does it in the corner, I think limit break is like 3.9 or 4k off the EX grab, something like that.
Yeah. I don't know Broly combos, but yeah.
I'm watching you do the combos. I'm like, yeah, he doesn't play Broly, but this is a really, really important thing to keep in mind. Like, if he has 3 bars, a legitimately scary option is the L grab, because he's going to level 3 you. He's going to do between 45 and 50% damage, depending on where you are in the game. Or if he, let's say, if he does a level 3 to you, for example, right? His level 3 is an immediate 50-50 of poke or throw, just like straight up. He's either going to jab you, he's going to safe jump you, or he's going to do the L grab, right? Now, if you're hanging around like 40% and he has a bar, or definitely half a bar, you have to look for the EX grab, because the EX grab will lead to death, right? The EX grab and him hitting you for doing something, like you trying to mash, you whiffing reflect, etc., will lead to death. So the roughest part of the guessing games with him are in spots where the hit results in you being put in a situation where you can die, or the hit being a hit that kills you. This doesn't always come up because, as we mentioned earlier in the video, his damage is inconsistent. Like, he doesn't get a lot of damage off everything he does. So you really need to pay attention to how much resources he has, how much life you have, and keep that in mind when you're making choices.
Yeah, I think the magic number to look for when fighting him in limit break especially is 6 bars. If he has 6 bars, if he command grabs you twice, you will die. Like, that's one of the most scary times to fight Broly, because like all he needs is 2 grabs and you're dead. Like but before that point, you need to really look at how many meters he has, or you'll probably live the command grab, and the hit will kill you. Like, his combos will kill you more so than the grab, because his combos do a ton of damage as well in limit break and spark as well.
Okay, so hopefully that helped. I know, especially with the most recent UI Goku patch, a lot of people have been calling him the best character. I read YouTube comments and stuff like that, so hopefully this helps you fight him a little bit better. As usual, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. Actually, please do. I say that on my channel, my bad. Please like and subscribe, please, to the Beastcoast channel. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.